Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart. Best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey folks, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, your one-stop shop for all your WWE, AEW, NXT recaps, reviews, pay-per-view predictions. Like always, it's Kyle over here, and joining me today, the one and only Mr. Kevin Crazy. What's going on, Kev?
Nothing much, man. Enjoyed some AEW Dynamite tonight, and excited to talk about it.
Oh yeah, I mean there you go, man. Right there. That's the hook, folks. We're talking about AEW's Wednesday Night Dynamite, man. It was, in a nutshell, man, good episode, right? A lot of pushing a lot of stuff forward.
That's the way I felt about it, too. A lot of good character development, story arcs really starting to take shape and stuff like that.
One thing I'm thinking that's actually pretty cool is they're not being selfish with their pre-tape promo packages. Like tonight, we got a very good one for the Dark Order of all people. Mm-hmm. You know, a faction that has been criticized as maybe being too cheesy, but I'm not gonna lie, first impressions of another debuting tag team might be outdoing the Dark Order as far as the cheesiness goes. But Dark Order pulling off their best Fight Club. Dude, did you get that vibe, like Fight Club vibe from that?
Oh yeah. Well, they did one other one like that a couple weeks ago. Did you see that one?
You have to jog my memory. Been a lot
it
of
was
wrestling.
like in the same kind of a vein, like pre-taped promo like that. I want to say it was the same fat bearded dude that was in it too.
Yeah.
But like he was like on a subway or some shit, like a train or something.
So we're getting vignettes of this obese fella just being groomed by the Dark Order. Oh man, I wonder. That's cool. That's cool, man. Have continuity. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, same idea, and the continuity. Actually, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So. You know,
it'd be cool if they do more of these. You can piece them all together and actually complete like a full story arc. That'll be cool, man. Hey, you guys, we're a pro wrestling podcast. If you haven't pieced that together yet, you can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and Google Play Music. Of course, we're over there on YouTube as well. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Help us get to that 100 subscriber mark. Get that custom URL. What'd you think of? What'd you think of, what was it, the Butcher, Blade, and Bunny? The first impressions we got of them.
Oh, yo, here's something that's really cool about the Butcher and the Blade.
Okay.
They're actually from Buffalo, which, of course, is, super close to where I'm from.
Your neck of the woods, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, and the Blade...
Wait, so you don't live in Buffalo?
No. I live in Rochester, which is about... like an hour or so east of Buffalo.
Damn, dude, this whole time I thought you were from Buffalo. I guess it's because of your fandom for the Bills. I guess that's where
it makes sense.
No, I really, dude, I've been telling people. I'm like, one of our hosts, he lives right there in Buffalo. Man, I'm such a loser.
I did live in Buffalo for a while, so it's not completely
it's not completely false. Okay.
But
anyways, as you were saying, these are some Buffalo boys.
Yeah, and the Blade, actually, have you ever, I know you're a bit of a metalhead, you ever heard of the band Every Time I Die?
I think in passing. I've never listened to them intentionally, maybe, but I feel like I've heard them in like my friend's circle from back in the day.
Right on. Well, they're from Buffalo, obviously, and the Blade is actually the guitar player for that band.
Wow, so this dude doubles like Chris Jericho. He's in a rock band and he's a wrestler.
Yeah. So I didn't know that was going to happen, but I popped like a motherfucker.
That's awesome. No, that's really good because I unfortunately got the complete opposite reaction out of it. I was like, oh, this is stale.
Well, I get that it's kind of cheesy. The only reason why I thought it was cool is because they're hometown guys. You know what I'm saying?
It pops you. Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't get enough from it to know if this is going to be something that thrives or pops. But from my initial impression, and then, you know, granted, I'm watching the show on a phone, but I couldn't really hear the crowd reacting, which on a debut, you want the crowd, you do want some crowd reaction. But like I said, that may have just been because I was watching the show on my cell phone.
Right.
All right, man. You guys, follow us on Twitter. We are at SmackDrawPod. Myself at the Kai Tai Show. And Kevin over here is at KevinCrazy316. And that's crazy with a K, you guys. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into the show, man, and break it down. I'm actually really happy that you're on the show. Because the opening segment, dude, all I could think about was Festival of Friendship. I was like, oh God, what heartbreaking betrayal are we gonna get in the inner circle, man? I thought maybe I was thinking there for a moment, maybe Chris turns on Sammy Guevara for some reason, because Sammy is pretty much portraying Chris as his dad. But we didn't get that. Instead, we got some really good stuff out of this. Yeah. Jericho starts off by he marches down in an incredible suit, like always. There's a marching band out on the ramp playing music. There's inflatable mascots, just over the top cheesy celebration. The crowd were super into this. Jericho saying that he's in like a festive mood, in a giving mood. He said, check under your seats. He channeled his inner Oprah, told fans to check under their seats, and select fans, not everybody, but select fans got a coupon for 50 cents off his Le Champion t-shirt.
So that was perfect, Jericho. That was so good.
Oh, he said that's out of his pocket too, so you know it's genuine. Man, yeah, this was totally the Festival of Friendship 2.0. Like this is exactly this is what it was, man. The Inner Circle come out, they join him. They're all giving him gifts. Sammy Guevara gives Jericho a life-size cutout of Jericho and Sammy hugging. Dude, it was, oh my God, it looked so funny, man. It was so good. The whole, I'm honestly, I bet you the Inner Circle probably has the most fun coming up with their segments because of how silly and goofy they have it. We forgot all about Soul Train Jones.
Oh my God,
Virgil. Yeah. Introduced Chris Jericho. He's out there. What a resurgence he's getting. I love that he's on TV, man. But that dude can barely get a sentence out. Like he has a hard time delivering his lines. But oh man, that was funny. Well, you had what? Pride and Powerful. They were giving him like Hispanic related gifts. I'm not even gonna put myself out there. Unless I was able to take notes. I mean, at one point they gave him some flip flops. I presume they said they double as weapons. They gave him a little bit of the 40, joking on a little bit of the bubbly. That junk was good. But we'll have to ask Vince because Vince on the show. He's Hispanic. We'll have to ask him, man, because I bet I'm fairly certain he'll get most of the references and what they were going off about. And then ultimately, see, the crowd loved this, but they're supposed to be heels, so they knew what they were doing. The biggest gift was the final one, and ended up being Chris Jericho's dad, Ted Irvin, who I guess is like... Yeah, go ahead.
Don't forget about the fact that Jake Hagar brought him a goddamn goat.
Oh yeah, the goat was. I was like, dude, don't do this again, because it's just like Pharaoh all over again, where the animal doesn't want to come out. Luckily, they knew that ahead of time, and they just let him deliver his lines like right there at the entrance. And he said, Jericho, you know what his name is? They said, what? He said, it's Chris Jericho. And if you haven't seen Kevin, they've already got T-shirts for it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they've already got the Chris Jericho T-shirts.
Well, the other thing that they didn't do was blast pyro right in the goat's face.
Yeah.
As it was on the stage, too.
But it's a Chicago crowd. They are so thunderous, man. They are loud.
Yeah.
Chicago was vocal. I mean, it's hard to say because you've had what? We had TakeOver, Survivor Series, Raw, and AEW's Dynamite, all in Chicago.
And SmackDown, too, last week.
SmackDown as well. Wait, really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't that? Because I thought Vince said that he went to that, too.
That's right. He did. He did go to SmackDown. Oh, my God. Chicago has just had a hell of a week for wrestling, man.
Yeah, I know.
And they were so loud for tonight as well, man. That's good. But, yeah, back to Chris Jericho's dad, Ted Irvin. He was what finally got them some booze. He said, it's so great to be here in New York because he used to play for the Rangers. And you'll have to forgive me, I'm not much of a hockey buff. But apparently Chicago doesn't like New York, especially the Rangers.
Yeah.
Ted Irvin ran down the Blackhawks, which I guess is Chicago's hockey team, and said he used to smack around. He started name dropping, I'm assuming, some big time Blackhawk players, and it worked. Crowd turned on him and Jericho. They started booing them out the damn building. They finally cut to Jericho's thank you, because that was the whole purpose of all this. It wasn't just a celebration for him. He was supposed to get thank yous from, in this case, I guess, the executives of TNT. He had Justin, he had Justin Roberts come out, read off this thank you letter. Justin Roberts is from Chicago. They made that a point. So afterwards, they beat him down. And then 3 members of the marching band that played him into the ring came in and they actually fended off the Inner Circle. It turns out it was SCU setting up Scorpio Sky's title match for the main event. That I wasn't a fan of, man.
You didn't like that?
I mean, I get you had to fend, like, to beat the heels. I was having so much fun with the segment. I just wanted it to keep going, you know?
Well, I get you there. But, like, I thought it was a really cool way to end it, especially with, like, SCU doing that sort of a thing. It's kind of right in their wheelhouse right now. Yeah. With, I can't remember who it was, but, like, they were wearing, like, the creeper masks and stuff from the Dark Order a few weeks ago.
Who was that?
Not Frankie. Jesus, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't. No, it's okay.
Yeah,
We're
doesn't
tired.
matter.
It's late, man. But it's their thing, man. They dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it made sense, and I thought it was a cool way to end it. But I hear you. That segment was a total banger. I didn't really want it to be over either. Like, it was so funny. Like, it was just so good. But I thought it was cool they ended it that way because, obviously then there's more heat for, Scorpio Sky and Jericho.
And Jericho's match. Yeah, because you only had 2 weeks to build this match.
Right.
Yeah, and so you got to get as much of a story and motivation and everything going for it. So, absolutely.
Yeah, and plus, little wrestling at the end of a segment's always cool.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You have a little beat down. They're just going to come, piss off the crowd, and then just, like, walk off. You got to have some climax to the segment. It's just not the direction I saw it going. I think it's probably just because the Festival of Friendship was so prevalent in my memory that I was like, oh, man, there's going to be some betrayal or something crazy. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. But it was odd, you know what I mean? It completely made sense what ended up going down. And I can't really gripe about it. It was a lot of fun. It was.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So, man. We had, the next up was the tag match. The Lucha Bros taking on Best Friends, who I guess, Orange Cassidy is just a part of their stable for the time being. If what I'm gathering. He's kind of like the tag team's mascot. Yeah, Cassidy came out in a I thought it was like at first just like he was the gobbledygooker. I really thought they got that trademark as well or something. But
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, no, they just referred to him as the coolest turkey in the building. Oh man, this match was good. What'd they say?
Yeah.
It was Trent on AEW Dark pinned Pentagon.
Pentagon Jr. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we had the tag match, and lo and behold, Trent in the tag match pinned Rey Fenix. So now he has pinned both Lucha Bros.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they confirmed, I think, during the broadcast next week, Trent will go one-on-one with Rey for the match as well. But it was I don't know if I missed anything because, like I said, I was multitasking while watching the show. It seemed like just a pretty standard run-of-the-mill match. You had a cool spot where Orange Cassidy flew off the top rope in the turkey outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably the highlight of the match, really. But yeah, I mean, it was a decent match. Not surprising to me, honestly, that Best Friends won. Based on the previous booking. But I like the rivalry that they're kind of building between Best Friends and Lucha Bros.
Yeah, and they say because Lucha Bros is ranked, I think like one or two.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That
I think you're right.
Best Friends now have to be talked about in the title picture as well. Getting the win on them, so that's good. I mean, right there, you're building up guys. We forgot to mention though, during the celebration whatever segment, Chris Jericho, Little Bit of the Bubbly is actually an official wine you can order now on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's like, I guess you can go. I think he said it was littlebitofthebubbly.com, and you can now officially order some meme wine.
That rules.
Oh,
that
man.
rules.
29. It's amazing what the internet can do. Literally,
It can do whatever it wants, apparently.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, following that tag match, we were given another tag match. I believe you had the team of B. Priestley and Emi Sakura taking on Hikaru Shida, and who is her tag partner again?
Chris Stadler.
Stadler.
Yeah.
I think it's Stadler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good tag match. I think they're trying to build Shida up. I think Shida is who they're building up to eventually beat Riho, even though they're both faces. But I don't think AEW really cares too much about the face-heel dynamic. I think they're it's okay to have heels facing heels and faces taking on other faces. I mean, the fact that Emi Sakura, everything about Sakura screams that she's a face. But anytime she's in a tag match, she's tagging with the heel team. And, I mean, she does heel stuff, but it's weird. Like, everything about her, you want to cheer her, not because she's a cool bad guy. She just seems like a babyface, and in time, here and now, like here and then, she cheats to win, but is somehow still very, like, how can you have a heel Freddie Mercury? I guess that's where I'm going. Yeah. You know, how can you have a heel Freddie Mercury? You can't. I'm sorry.
No.
You know?
Yeah. No, I hear you. It is weird. It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. You know, you hit the nail right on the head there. Like, how can you not like Freddie Mercury? You know, and she pulls it off perfectly. Like, it's hilarious. Her theme music is perfect. You know, and there's just something like super likable about her. You know,
she just teams up with heels and then does just enough to justify being with the heels. Like, tonight she got the win because while the ref was distracted, she struck. Oh God, I've already forgotten her name. I'm sorry.
Was it Shida? Isn't that who she hit?
No, not Hikaru Shida.
Oh.
Gosh.
Oh, God.
Staten.
Chris Statler.
Statler. She struck Statler in the back with the mic stand, and then rolled her up for the victory.
Okay.
Yeah. Sakura build really strong. Like, her only loss, I want to say, has been to Riho in the championship match. I mean, she might have a tag loss here or there, but I haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, she's getting pins left and right, man. She's a big deal.
Yeah.
But
I would agree with you. I think she's they're grooming her for sure to be champion, or at least in that picture for a long time.
I think they always build up the fact that she's been doing this for like 24 years, that she's a legend in her own right. She's just not really well exposed to the Western audience, but I guess over in Japan, she's huge. I'd like to hear from someone who's more well familiar with her, because I'm definitely intrigued. She's one of the only people that can make roll-ups and pins, I think, look cool. She's so buttery smooth with them.
Oh yeah, her in-ring stuff is so good. Yeah. It's obvious she's been doing it for a long time.
Super smooth. Hikaru Shida, though, I gotta say, looks like $1 million. Like,
oh, absolutely.
She looks like, her look, her charisma, the way she gets the crowd into it. I mean, that chick looks like you can print money off of her. She has superstar written all over her.
Yeah, like she's set. Like
I'm stoked to see where she goes. I have a feeling if she's not the one to get the belt off Rio, she'll be the one to triumph over the heel that does. Like Nyla Rose beats Riho for the belt, and then she's gonna beat Nyla Rose.
Yep,
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I would be more into that, honestly. I think that makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, because a face beating a heel always deserves, I think, a bigger pop than a face beating a face.
Oh, for sure.
Because you feel bad for the other person in the match. You know what I mean? Whereas you're not going to feel bad for a heel losing.
Right. Well, and especially like with Riho, like anybody that beats her, because she's just, like, her underdog story is just so good because of her size.
They always bill her weight, man. She's 94 or 96, but she's not even 100 pounds. It's crazy.
I know. It's easy to hate on whoever beats her, because you can just be like, well, of course you did. She's tiny.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
It's crazy. Yeah, she is so. I'm 3 of her. That is nuts.
Right?
This is nuts, man. What we have next? The Jon Moxley promo backstage. Yeah. Man, Moxley.
Yeah, you got a promo. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's crazy, because I feel like AEW has levels. Because you can watch and you get some people that maybe you're not familiar with. That's because they're building them up. They're building stars. And then, you're kind of like lulled into this, like, it's going to sound like a jab at first, but you kind of lulled into like this B show feeling that AEW might be. Because not every show can be knock it out the park. Yeah. But then their stars get television time, and you're like, oh yeah, damn, these guys got heavy hitters. Because Moxley, Pac, Jericho, Hangman Page. Honestly, you got him. That. Dude, the second he said cowboy shit, I was like, yeah, bro, this dude.
Jesus.
Yeah, this guy is.
Well, it's been a thing ever since. So
exactly. You get these guys. And then, like I said, they're obviously building other people too, to that level, man. It's crazy to think. MJF is pretty much an established star. I don't even know who Wardlow is, but that dude looks like a modern day Batista.
Right? Like, he just has to walk into the arena, and you're like,
yeah, you take notes.
I see what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, you take notice right away. Yeah. Yeah, so like they hit you with this, and you're like, oh man, AEW is legit. Like, they are so legit. But pretty much Moxley's just backstage saying that he's on a warpath to take on anybody and everybody. He wants to clear out the AEW roster, and he's wondering if anybody's going to be a madman and actually preemptively strike at him. It was a good promo. Like I said, it's cool that his his motivation is such a realistic motivation. He just wants to beat everybody. It's tangible. You get it right away, and he sells it perfectly.
Yeah. You know, though, I saw somewhere. I don't remember who said this, but they were just like, "Is John Moxley the Aleister Black of AEW?" And like, I kind of couldn't really poke any holes in it, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's telling people, come pick a. I mean, it's without going word for word. That is his message.
Right.
Fight me, but at least he says, I'm coming for you. Like if no one's coming for me, someone's gonna get it. You know.
Yeah.
Where Black sat in a room for months, like to the point where he was kind of like an emo kid. Like, why does nobody want to play with me? Like, oh, it's silly. I feel bad. Aleister Black's awesome. I should not compare him to like a whiny teenager. That's not fair.
Well, I hear you though, man. It was too long. They dragged it out way too long.
Yeah, man. Dude, you have Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander there that whole time. Murphy's perfect though, because Murphy's got an edge. Murphy got that edge on him. Alexander would have just been eaten alive answering that challenge. Speaking of eaten alive, Cody Rhodes is back in action. Did you happen to get the local wrestler's name that got a huge pop?
Matt Nix.
Mad Nix, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you are so reliable, man. I appreciate the hell out of you.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Means a lot.
So, oh, man. How about that scar on Cody's face?
Oh, that looks nasty,
dude.
Holy crap.
That looks bad. And to think I thought that was fake blood at first.
I did too, honestly. Like, I really, really did. And then, like a couple days later, like, he posted a picture of himself with, like, 15 stitches on his forehead. And I was like, holy shit, that was real.
Yeah.
Like, that dude was really bleeding that much.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he goes back to WWE. He ain't gonna be able to play the dashing Cody Rhodes no more.
Not at all.
That scar is gnarly, man. Oh,
yep.
God. Yeah. Both Matt Nix and Cody show each other respect in the opening of the match. Nix doesn't get too much offense, and you can tell this is designed to be a squash match. It's hard to make squash matches feel any different, so I won't sit here and say AEW rewrites the story on it. Cody just gets a quick victory. He gets him with the figure 4. And then we get the debut of, at first, so... All right, so Excalibur... Yeah, I'm looking at a clip right now. Dude, the crowd is so apathetic.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't care.
Yeah, these guys don't know. You can see them talking amongst themselves in these clips. I feel bad. I feel bad, man. You want to make a splash. How do you make a splash? You jump Cody Rhodes, you know? But, I mean, their look is, oh, God. I've never been one for, like, the black, like, biker / like, borderline dominatrix look. Just a little too much dark leather on them. Plus, not to mention, they look like they're straight out of the Dark Order. Like, that's at first what I thought.
Yeah,
I was
they
like,
totally do.
I was like, oh, Dark Order got more members or something. But anyways, before I sound like I'm pooing all over this, Excalibur, you hear him on the mic, man, and it's comical because he's doing his job. He's trying to put these guys over. He's screaming, oh, it's Blade, it's Blade. And I'm like, is there any more to his name? Because that's super generic. And he's just screaming it. And JR's trying to ask him, like, who he is. You know, give us a backstory. Give us something. And it's Blade. Blade is here. Oh, that's Blade. Blade is hitting him. Like, it's like, okay, we got his name. You're talking about him like we should know who this guy is. Like, give us something. And then before he can give us anything, he's like, oh, it's Butcher. And I was like, oh God, there's more. I was like, and he starts going off. There's Butcher. Butcher, by the way, folks, has a monocle. I don't know how scary you can be while you're rocking a monocle. But yeah, it totally has a monocle, which kudos to him for keeping that on his face during the suplex he delivered.
That was impressive.
Yeah. But, and then followed it up like, oh, who could contain these people? It's Bunny. And I'm like, oh my God, these names, how do these names get worse? Like, so you got Blade, Butcher, and Bunny. I, for one, Kev, I don't know about you. You said in the beginning of the show you're familiar with Blade. I have no idea who these people are. You know?
Well, I don't really know them that well. You know, I just...
they all seem like Blade and Butcher both look fairly older. Blade might be in his late 30s, early 40s. Butcher looks like he's pushing 50.
Yeah, he looks old.
Yeah. Got the handlebar mustache. He looks like he looks like Dr. Robotnik. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he totally does.
I'm sorry. Just replace Robotnik's red jacket that he's known for wearing with a black vest / trench coat, and that's it, man. Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be a fanboy and say that AEW always produces gold. I will say that the Dark Order I pooed on initially, and I've actually kind of come around to them. I don't think they're the best thing ever, but I do like them. I enjoy them more now and think they have like an actual place on the show. So time will tell for Blade, Butcher, and Bunny. But I'm going to tell you right now, initial feeling, at the very least, the branding is not for me. I'm trying to be kind here. I'm trying to be kind.
Well, like I said, the only reason why I even gave any sort of a shit is because, you know, they're hometown guys. You know what I mean? And I just thought that was cool. But, that was, like, one of the first times I've ever seen them, like, in ring. Like, I've only seen, like, posters and shit of them, you know, locally.
Okay.
Or like some, you know, so I never really, I don't really know what they're about.
I'm gonna feel terrible if like Butcher is like a WWE Hall of Famer that everyone knows. You know, and, like I just turned out to be a peasant. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm sure they're badass, but just the decked in black, just like I said, the whole look, and then the fact is that Bunny looks like a semi-dominatrix, and she reminds me of that Tough Enough winner that I think her name was Shaniqua back in the day. And I can't remember the tag team she held, but I remember I cringed every time because they always wore black leather. There was always like sexual emphasis and dominatrix stuff, and it was just not for me. And anything that gives me a whiff of that just makes me cringe. And so I think that's where this is coming from, is how badly WWE botched a similarly looking gimmick and stable.
Right on.
Deep dive into my psyche here, folks. But oh, man. All right, moving on. So we have a rematch from AEW's All Out pay-per-view between Kenny Omega and Pac. I missed a good portion of this match while I was driving. I was picking my kids up. Was it as good as the first?
I wouldn't say it was as good as the first one, but it was still super solid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how could it not be with those two guys? Especially like, you know, with all the heat that's been going on, with Pac in general, really, you know. And it was cool to see Kenny Omega pick up the win, kind of get his AEW wrestling career, you know, like back on track. I thought it was a good guy for him to do it against because, you know, Pac's been tearing it up, you know.
Yeah.
Since they've been on TV, for sure.
Pac feels like, right now to me, they're, how do I put it? He feels like the guy that they're using for the 50-50 booking. Because this is his last two opponents. Is Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, and Pac has a win over both and a loss to both now.
That's true.
That's true. And it's one of our bigger criticisms. Is the 50-50 booking. Now, granted, this isn't as immediate as Hangman Page. Now, that bugged the hell out of me. To have a pay-per-view match, give Page that win just for the very next show for you to rematch it and give Pac the win. Like, I hated that. That has probably been my lowest low light of AEW thus far. But the match was great. I understand the match was great, but I just it bugged me. But this ain't the same because All Out was months ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, and guys are bound to face each other again, at some point. So, but
yeah, but I totally understand what you're saying. 50-50 booking is the worst, and I kind of had forgotten about the Adam Page thing, but that was.
Yeah, it was in poor taste, man. It was in poor taste. I do like that there was some storytelling to this match, and it was that, in their first match, Kenny Omega took Pac too lightly and was shocked by a lot of Pac's counters. And so when Pac would hit the counters at this time, Kenny wouldn't stand there shocked. He would keep going and continue to take the fight to him.
Right.
At one point, Kenny goes for that over the back bulldog that he does, which Pac counters with a handspring. And instead of sitting there shocked, Kenny runs up to him and gives him this nasty dragon suplex. And it was gnarly as hell. But how did he get the win again?
I don't remember. If I'm being perfectly honest with you. Pinfall? I mean, he pinned him for 3 seconds. I honestly don't remember, man. I'm sorry.
I think he got him with a roll-up.
He might have.
Yeah, no, he did. He got him with a roll-up. Kenny Omega did. So he didn't dominate him. It was kind of. I'm not going to use the term he stole the win, but. Pac still ends up walking away looking strong. Like he wasn't technically he's defeated, but you know what I mean. He wasn't laid down sniffing canvas.
Right. I mean, it was it was a back and forth match the whole time.
Yeah, it was good. Pac hit that damn Falcon Arrow from the top rope. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, all right, so we'll do early predictions with you. Who is going to be, between these two, Kenny Omega and Pac, who's going to be the first one to be AEW champion between the two of these guys?
Boy, that's a hard one. I'm going to give the edge to Kenny Omega.
Okay.
Only because of his, wrestling pedigree, if you will.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, somebody like Pac is, perfect for, the mid-card title.
Which we don't have yet.
Right.
It's coming, but we don't have it yet.
Yeah. I think that somebody like him would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Kenny Omega in the title world championship picture for sure.
Well, let's see. I mean, let's see. Let's pick 3 face AEW champs and then 3 heel champs. Because you have to have, you have to have a level playing field when it comes to it. So let's see. I mean, obviously you got Chris Jericho, the current AEW champion. Let's see. I bet MJF, future heel champion. Yeah. And also I'm going to say Wardlow, future AEW heel champion, even though he doesn't even have a match with the company yet. I'm going to say, because I mean, the dude, he's a freaking beast of a human being.
Oh,
no. You know what? I'm gonna change Wardlow to Pac, just because Pac's more established right now. Pac does, Pac.
Yeah.
And then who are your 3 faces?
Well, Kenny Omega, obviously. I would say Cody Rhodes probably still, even though he, made that guarantee or decree or whatever the hell it was. He'll find a way out of that. Maybe even Moxley. I don't even know if you consider him a face necessarily.
He's a tweener in my book. He's like a Stone Cold.
Yeah. So that's kind of a. Who else? Who's another good face? Jesus, it feels like they have way better heels on AEW.
Don't they?
Every dude,
yeah.
Every dude I'm like, well, no, because he's, he's obviously a heel.
You got Kenny Omega, is what you said, right?
Yeah. Yep. Cody Rhodes too, I think.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes. I mean, at that point, you got what? You got Hangman Page.
Yeah.
He's a future champ. Scorpio Sky. Who knows? He might be champ by the end of the show. Done.
Right.
No, you're right. Yeah, they do have really good heels. They just understand people love cool heels, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's just they need some more faces there, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think it's hard to book a clean cut face. That's why, I would put Moxley as a face by the fact that he's always going to get cheered and he's not going to go out of his way to get booed right now. Whereas the heels will get cheered, but then they'll go out of their way to make sure you still boo them at some point.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean,
that alone,
Jericho's a great example of that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I would consider Moxley a face.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's kind of more of an anti-hero good guy than he is,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So up next, now this segment I completely missed because the stream I was watching cut out and it didn't pick up until the segment had completely finished up. It was the what's it called? The Diamond Finals.
Okay, the MJF versus
Hangman Page. And they're
Okay.
fighting over a $45,000 AEW diamond ring. The Dynamite Diamond is as they were putting it, which the winner would be presented the ring by DDP. So what happened during the match, and then of course after the match concluded?
Well, MJF came out obviously with Wardlow. He was, on the ringside the whole time. Hangman Page came out like a crazy person. Like, he didn't even hardly do like the normal stuff that he does. He ran down to the ring. It felt like, jumped in the ring, and MJF tried to get into his way. Like, he was gonna go put his arms up to the crowd or whatever, and he tried to knock him over. MJF did. And he did it anyway, and then they just started brawling at that point. Bell rang, match went on. Wardlow got involved a little, MJF doing heel stuff, of course. I can't remember exactly what happened. I feel like there was some kind of shenanigans. I was only half watching this one, if I'm being honest with you, because my girlfriend was in my ear the whole time. But MJF went on to win, and then of course DDP came out to give him the ring, and obviously contentious between those guys because of the fact that MJF had turned on Rhodes at Full Gear and all this stuff since then. Ends up turning into a big brawl in the middle of the ring with Wardlow getting involved, obviously, and then Dustin Rhodes and the Young Bucks come down to the aid of DDP, if I remember correctly.
So you had MJF win.
Yep.
And then he gave the ring back to DDP, or?
Oh, yes, you're right. He did, and I think that's what it was that started the.
Damn,
brawl,
DDP should have hit him with a damn cutter, man.
That would have been
63-year-old dude. Diamond cutter.
Well, that's what he was saying. He was like, "Yeah, 60-year-old guy's gonna kick your ass" or something like that. And yeah,
that's awesome. So brawl ensued. Everybody was getting pull apart. Oh, it was a pull apart segment. Okay, I got you now. I got you. I came to when they had Dustin Rhodes in the ring, and they were saying, you know, what do you want to say about Jake Hager, you know? And Dustin Rhodes was like, Jake Hager, you broke my arm. You know what's, I hate to say it, I love Dustin Rhodes wrestler. I miss the Goldust character though.
Oh my God, yeah.
I do miss the Goldust character. Now, granted, he had the best match of the year in my books right now. The Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes match is still in my books the match of the year for 2019. You can send your submissions what you think tops that match, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. But
no, I'm right there with you on that one. That was.
I never thought I'd say the day that one like that Goldust or Cody Rhodes, either of them, would be in a match of the year contender, and let alone like. Well, I guess if you told me if they were facing each other, I could see it because of the storytelling. But still though, it's crazy. Anyways,
especially in 2019 too. So.
Yeah, but Dustin Rhodes gets his comeuppance. The Inner Circle come down to jump him. The Young Bucks come to bail him out. And
that's right.
Yeah. And then he ends up. They in unison. All three of them get to deliver the Golden Globes. I think it was XLAX out there, Pride and Powerful, along with Sammy Guevara. Yep. So Jake Hager wasn't out there, but it looks like that's the feud that we're gonna get is whenever his arm kayfabe heals up, we're gonna get Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hager. Who knows? Maybe that'll be Jake Hager's first opponent, like official.
That would
opponent.
Be cool.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
A week ago, maybe, Dustin was on commentary for the AEW Dark. He said his arm was going to be ready in about a month. So,
that lines up. Now. Typically a broken forearm, which tidbit for you, I'm familiar with because I've actually broken both my arms. It's about it's about a 6 to 8 month healing process.
6 to 8 months?
Excuse me, weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
I was gonna say.
No. 6 to 8 weeks is all it takes to get over a broken. Yeah, I've broken both my forearms. The first one I think I was like 7, and I was on a playground and I tripped, and I put my arm out to catch myself, but it was I crossed my body. So instead of it landing like when I fell and it being on my side, I actually crossed over my front and I headbutted my own forearm when I fell. Yeah, and that's how I broke it. Yeah, and my forearm took the shape of a banana. Like it was like, you know those cartoons, like when a cartoon character like will strike another cartoon character in the head with like an iron, and it takes like the iron takes the shape of that other character's head. That's what my arm did, man. It just put a freaking giant U in it. Oh, it was nasty. And then I broke my other arm, my right arm. I was 11, and that one I jumped out of a swing, and when I fell face forward, and all my weight came down on my right arm, and I broke that forearm. Yeah, man. I took the second one like a champ though. I didn't even cry, man. It was weird. I think I just went into shock. I was 11 years old. My brother's 6, and I still remember this. I was like, Kurt, it's like, go get mom. I broke my arm. And literally, I didn't cry, nothing. I think I didn't cry up until I got to the hospital. And they were telling me they had to reset it. And I was actually crying because I did not want to be awake when they reset it. So, yeah, because the first time when I was 7, they put me under with anesthesia. And then when I was 11, it wasn't anesthesia. They gave me a shot, which you could, in my arm, and you could feel it, like pressure. And I remember I could feel it travel up my arm, up into my shoulder, and then by the time it hit my neck, I was out. I came to as they were wrapping the cast on my arm. They said I was only out for like 15, 20 minutes. That was it. But that was,
no shit.
Yeah, man, yeah. My mom told me, she was like, yeah, you sat up at one point. Like, I was like, oh man, I don't remember none of that. I was like, no, I can't. Yeah.
I've never broken a bone in my body. Like, I swear to God.
Yeah.
I was a maniac when I was in high school and shit too. Like, I would skateboard and stuff all the time. Never got a broken bone.
Nah,
believe it or not.
I've broken both my arms. I've broken my nose. I broke my left clavicle, my collarbone, and I've broken one of my toes twice. The toe one is actually hilarious though. Yeah, no, it's true. So you remember trip pants? Like, you get them in Hot Topic, like the trip pants, like the black like bondage pants. They have like,
oh, okay, yeah,
like
yeah,
super wide leggings and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I was wearing trip pants in sandals, and I was walking, and one of my toes, so not my big toe on my right foot, but the one right next to it, it got hooked in the opposite pant leg, like mid stride, and it just snapped it right there, broke it off. Reset it myself, because I remember my dad always saying, you break a finger, you break a toe, we're not going to the doctors because there's nothing they can do about it. I actually, now that I've grown up, I just realized my dad was too poor for health insurance. But damn, that's a sad truth right there. I'm realizing it right now. But no, so that's not
having breakthroughs on the Smack Raw pod.
Yeah, that's not even the funny part. The funny part is that I think like a month goes by, a month and a half, 2 months, whatever. And I mean, I could barely walk on the foot. It hurt like hell.
Yeah.
I had to, like, on my right foot, I had to walk on my heel. I couldn't put any weight on the front of the foot because it put pressure on that toe, and it hurt like a mother effer. Well,
right.
About like a month and a half goes by. I'm noticing I can put some weight on it. I can walk around a little bit better. And I was with my girlfriend at the time. And she says, she's like, how's your toe feel and everything? I was like, it feels kind of good. I actually feel like I can walk around, get a little bit, I can walk kind of fast. And so I take off in like a fast stride, same pants, same sandals, same toe. Bam.
Oh,
broken
no.
again. Yes. I cannot make that up, dude. Yeah. So I don't even know if the second one counts, because I'm pretty sure the toe was probably still broken. But I definitely just like re-broke it like a month or two later. Yeah, man.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. Worst thing though I ever broke was the collarbone, because I'll say, even though the toe sucked, there's really no way to just make it funny. Collarbone just sucks because it's attached to your neck muscles, and anytime you sneeze, cough, anything that will constrict those muscles pulls right on that break. Hurts like hell. It hurts almost the whole recovering time. Whereas your foot, you can get off your foot. Your arms, you can start lifting stuff with your arms. You can't control sneezing and coughing. And you got to lay down at some point, you know? Yeah, collarbone was the worst. Absolutely. But, anyways, back to AEW.
Now that's out of the way.
Yeah, that's out of the way. Some fun stuff. What we have, so after the Young Bucks and Dustin Rhodes fend off Inner Circle, we got that awesome Dark Order package.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, where the big fella starts, he sees join the Dark Order flyers in his town. He goes up. It's totally straight out of Fight Club. They're conveying the message that they're everybody. They're essentially a cult, but they could be politicians, your teacher, your babysitter, anybody can be in the Dark Order, and that they are anywhere and everywhere. And yeah, man, it was cool. It was very well done. It's totally Fight Club stuff though. Yeah. Well,
like you were saying earlier, I was not a fan of the Dark Order, when I first saw them. But these last couple vignettes that they've done with this, has totally blown me away. And not only that, I mean, their in-ring stuff is so good. I mean, Evil Uno is one of those big dudes that can really move around, you know. And yeah, I mean, they're creating a frankly, I think, a compelling story around them, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Me too, absolutely. So often over in WWE, which not really taking shots at them because I was a WWE fan before anything else, and we cover WWE. I cover them every Monday and Friday, just about. But all too often, they let an act fall on its face initially and then just abandon it. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, the Dark Order, like I said, it took me well over a month to come around to them. But now I'm intrigued by them. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't wake up like, I wonder what's going to happen next. But when they pop up on TV, I take notice. And by far, tonight's promo package was my favorite Dark Order segment. I thought that was... I mean, you can't go wrong mimicking, like, Fight Club formula. I'm sorry. One of the coolest movies ever released. You're not going to go wrong if you can get that feel across. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. If only they had, like, topped the segment off, like... And lastly, we do not talk about the Dark Order.
That would have been awesome.
A little too on the nose, awesome. But yeah.
But hey, you know what? It would have been cool though. Like I would have popped. I mean, like Fight Club's one of my favorite movies. You know, so like you know,
absolutely, man. Oh man, it was good. Speaking of it being good, the main event happened. Scorpio Sky taking on Chris Jericho. Sky's a future champ, man. He is. Yeah. And you know what? I will be on the show to gloat so much when he becomes champ because I've been saying it ever since the first episode of Dynamite. I swear that Scorpio Sky, me and Sebastian talked about it. The SCU were given the tag team champions as the inaugural champs because they're going to break up. That's the only time they're ever going to get gold. At some point, either Kazarian and Daniels are going to turn on Sky or vice versa. The trio will break up. Sky ultimately will come out on top of all of this. He's a future world champ, man. Kazarian and especially Christopher Daniels, legends in their own rights. Yeah. But yeah, I've been calling it. I've been calling it forever.
No, I hear you. And you know, we were talking, you know, about Kira Shida earlier. You know, I feel like he's kind of almost like the male version of her in that, like, he just has that look of like a champion.
That it factor on him,
you know?
Man. Yeah, absolutely. He's a good-looking guy, and when he's on TV, you take notice. Like, your eyes are drawn to him, and it's not. I wouldn't put it out there. It's because he's so good-looking. He just has that look, you know. You can't replicate. There's no formula to it, man. You got it or you don't, you know. Yeah,
I mean, he just looks like a professional wrestler. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know what that means exactly, but like, if somebody were to ask me, like, what does a professional wrestler look like, Scorpio Sky would be one of the dudes that I'd show him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. He's got youth. They're always putting him over on commentary, saying that he's only getting faster and more powerful as time goes on. Instead of billing it like he's late in his career, they're saying it like he hasn't even reached his prime yet, is what they're saying, which leads you to believe they're building him up intentionally, you know?
Exactly.
But yeah, Jericho and him had a good match. Hager came out. Jericho still gets away with a semi-clean win. I do like that they're doing that. They're not relying on wonky finishes to try and protect everybody. They're making the wins seem deserved. They're not taking away from Jericho in his wrestling ability or playing up that he's old or nothing. Jake Hager does try to get involved, but to no avail. Jericho ends up eventually. Jericho does go over, hits him with the Lion Tamer, and gets the pinfall. And then we get the closing shot of Jon Moxley in the crowd coming out. His music hits. Him and Jericho have a stare down. This looks like the most immediate feud for the belt. I wouldn't really understand why now the belt is going to go anywhere else. They're going to build this feud up. Moxley going to come away with it, or Jericho going to get another win? You got to go with Moxley, right? You know?
Yeah, that's what my gut's telling me. And I mean, like, not only that, I mean, Moxley's like one of the most over superstars in AEW right now,
on the planet, you know? Man, on the planet.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And I mean, you know, I was critical of AEW giving Jericho the title, against Page, because I was like, well, you know, he's an old dude. He should be putting over the young talent. You know what I'm saying? But, like, no, it grew on me immediately. You know, I mean, Jericho, like, he deserved to be the inaugural champion. He's been great. But, like, yeah, I mean, Moxley should be the face of that
the company.
For sure. Yeah, you know, like.
He's still the first big defector from WWE. In my opinion. Well, I mean, no, because
the biggest.
Well, Jericho wasn't really a big defector because he kind of gradually went to them. He went over to New Japan. You know, he was doing his thing where Moxley literally contracts up, bam, no compete clause, runs out. First thing he does, shows up on AEW television. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it was a big secret too, you know, like, and he was kind of used, like, you know, some subterfuge, like, against Vince and stuff like that to not really show him what he was going to do, you know, like, I think I get the impression that Moxley kind of wanted it to hurt a little bit, and Jericho was just moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Jericho I like what he's come out and said in the previous, you know, is that no one knows his character better than him, you know, and it proves true. Dude's relevant, 49 years old, you know, and still relevant. He's a top champion on the planet, and it doesn't feel cheap.
Nope.
No. Yeah. In WWE, obviously, now I think WWE's trying to turn some stuff around, but especially when Jericho was leaving, how they're locking their characters down, no consistency with the writing, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was Jericho's time to move on, obviously. Yep. He recognized that he can just grow old and stale on WWE's TV, and they'll never utilize him, when in his mind, he knows how to keep himself in the public eye and as a big star. And he's
proven it too.
He's proven it, exactly. Yeah. That's gonna go down as like such a smart smart move, where so many people would be scared to move on and leave.
Oh yeah.
And he said no, I'll still go out and be the hottest thing. Dude, when he popped up in New Japan, all anybody could talk about. The videos were making the rounds, and then he said, "Oh, I'm not done with New Japan. I'm gonna launch a fucking cruise ship."
I know.
And put wrestling on it and metal music and be badass. Oh my God, Jericho is awesome.
I mean, you can make a really good case for him being the greatest of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
You know,
I want to see like a biopic on his life.
No shit,
dude. I'm telling you, man.
Watch, he's totally boring. Like his home life.
I don't know.
Whittles or something.
I don't even know nothing about his personal life. I don't know if he got kids.
I don't either.
You would imagine he's got kids. Dude's 49. You know, he's probably got kids that are just younger than us, probably.
Yeah, right? Not by much.
Yeah.
Maybe he watches hockey. I don't know.
I don't know,
Canada,
man.
so.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, anyways, it was a good show. Can't wait to see you next week. Thank you guys for joining us, man. Make sure you tune in Friday night, Saturday, whenever our SmackDown review goes up. Also, probably sometime later today, if not tomorrow, Vince and Jay will be covering NXT. Make sure to tune in and listen to them cover that show. I think I saw some clips on NXT. They had some pretty gnarly things going on there. Do you see the gif of Keith Lee pouncing Adam Cole into the audience?
I did not, but
Yo,
that's awesome.
You need to hop on Twitter right now and search for Keith Lee, bro. Like he pounces like Adam Cole like 5 rows in. Like there's no way the people in the audience were plants, because as far as Cole leapt into that crowd, oh my god, it looks insane. Can't wait to see that.
Keith Lee's awesome.
But
Future champ.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's another one I've been called. Man, I'm gonna be like Nostradamus, y'all. But hey, you guys. Yeah. Thank you once again for tuning in. Until next time, y'all have a good one.
Bye.